This Sunday, All Elite Wrestling returns to Chicago for one of the most anticipated pay-per-views of the year, All Out. Before the first bell rings, AEW presents Countdown to All Out.
I said since I stepped foot here in All Elite Wrestling that I was going to wrestle and give you my all until the wheels fell off. I got good news and I got bad news. Which one you want first?
CM Punk won the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing, and then 3 days later, broke his foot, required surgery, was out of action for months.
That being said, let's talk about this title. Let's talk about being AEW World Champion.
We underestimate CM Punk a lot. He's one of the great minds. He knows the business.
There is a long laundry list of talent in the back that can fill my shoes. They could be champion. I'm talking Bryan Danielson. I'm talking Jon Moxley.
During the pandemic, during the Jacksonville era of no crowds and uncertainty and fear, Jon Moxley wore the AEW World Championship. He put this company on his back and he carried us through the pandemic. He saw us through to the other side.
I'm not just the heart and soul of AEW, I'm the heart and soul of this business.
Jon Moxley right now may be the best ever.
I think Mox, he stays in that mental lane of having that drive and remembers how hard it was to make it to this level and all the success he's had, just like Punk.
Both guys are so much alike, and they're very proud, they're very intense.
I have faced a rogues gallery, a who's who of the baddest men in this industry. The kind of guys that give you nightmares the night before a match. And CM Punk ain't one of them.
This was the summer of Punk that never was. This became the summer of Jon Moxley once again.
I remember in one of these speeches, if you will, he said that he spent the last year and a half learning everything that he could about me inside the ring so that he could one day destroy me. And I think of all the things that I've learned in the ring, on the mic, all the things he helped me with, but I think about the things that I know about him. I know that this guy likes his steak cooked medium plus, and he drinks a slightly dirty martini. I know that for 20 years he's taken care of a stray cat that lives on his roof. I know that his daughter is obsessed with lizards, and I know all that because he meant a lot to me. And this felt like more than just a coworker or a job or a friend. He meant a lot to me, and I loved him. And I thought he loved me too.
I like to consider myself a person of good judgment. If you get in my circle, I can trust you. What I hate the most out of anything in this life is people hiding who they are from me, turning their back on me.
You feel my energy, you ain't no friend of me. You say you love me, but you are an enemy. I know it's envy, I know it's jealousy. I know the truth and what you pretend to be scared.
So let's get this straight. Ricky Starks was never my friend. If I had a friend, my friend wouldn't be a punk-ass loser.
The thing about people wanting to see you do good is that they never want to see you do better than them.
2 opportunities, Ricky, we had to become the World Tag Team Champions, and you seemed to fail at it. And what topped it off is you admitted, well, I knew all along, that you were a loser.
For a guy that doesn't want to be friends with someone because I'm a loser, let's look at the facts, Jack. I have gone out of my way each and every time to make sure that we were always equal. A brotherhood, that is what I take to heart. And when you betray that, there's no coming back.
I want to see what Chris Jericho, the human being, I want to see what he's capable of.
Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson is going to be a must-watch pro wrestling match. It's a battle about which discipline is better. Is it sports entertainment or is it professional wrestling?
You got 2 guys that stand head and shoulders very tall about what they believe in philosophically.
If your desire is to entertain people, you're reliant on outside sources to get your satisfaction. My source of joy from wrestling is intrinsic. It's the physical act of wrestling.
There are different facets of what Chris Jericho can do. And I know for sure that I know more than you, Bryan Danielson, about being a professional wrestler.
The fact that Chris Jericho at Anarchy in the Arena put Bryan Danielson on the shelf, he injured him, that weighs on Bryan Danielson.
These two guys, as much pride as they have, will give us every ounce in their body to win this match.
If you grew up and I was your hero, probably wrestling is more of your passion than just entertaining people.
At his heart, Daniel Garcia is a professional wrestler. But when Chris Jericho took Daniel Garcia under Jericho's wing, I think he opened Daniel Garcia's eyes to the possibility of what would it mean if you were a sports entertainer.
And Garcia goes out! Wow, look at this. Extending the hand is Danielson towards Garcia.
Jericho from behind, assaulting Bryan Danielson.
Oh, well, dissension in the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Daniel Garcia's doubt about whether he should be in the Jericho Appreciation Society or not hurts me.
Tell me you're a sports entertainer. Stop it! Stop it! Leave me alone, all right? I cannot do this. Leave me alone. Whoa!
Jericho shoved down.
You want the American Dragon versus Lionheart, huh? Well, you got it.
I think Bryan Danielson has been waiting a long time to get his hands on Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho dinged up bad on Danielson. He put him on the shelf for a bit. And I got a feeling Bryan is going to go for blood on Chris.
I'm going to prove to Daniel Garcia that mentor beats hero, time and time again, especially when that mentor is Chris Jericho.
The interesting thing to me is where we're at now and how similar our career trajectories have been. He started off as an independent, going all over the world, that sort of thing, and really focusing on the wrestling aspect of it, and I did too.
Underratedly tough is Jericho. Danielson is gonna have his hands full, I promise you that.
If Chris Jericho, the professional wrestler, comes to All Out, I think Jericho can win it. Chris Jericho, the sports entertainer, comes to All Out, it's a little less certain.
Whether it's Lionheart, whether it's Demo God, whether it's the Wizard, whether it's Le Champion, whether it's a little bit of the bubbly, it's still Chris effing Jericho. You can put any coat of paint on it you want. There has never been a career like mine, and I know for sure that I know more than you, Bryan Danielson, about being a professional wrestler.
I hope Daniel Garcia does not play a role in this match.
One has to assume he's already become a factor mentally for Jericho.
I think everything's at stake. The respect of Daniel Garcia, the respect of Bryan Danielson, the self-respect to Chris Jericho. I need to win this match.
I came into AEW with a goal and a vision of how I wanted my professional wrestling to be. And I think winning this match would vindicate my vision of professional wrestling.
You sure had a lot to say, didn't you, Hobbs?
Ricky Starks, you told the world that you're okay with losing. I'm not okay with losing, Ricky.
Everything was set up and you couldn't get the job done. You don't deserve to be a champion. You don't deserve to hold any type of title.
What the?
My God in heaven, what impact!
You sit up there and you tell me that I am the blame. You had a seat at my table. If I ate, you ate, because that is what friends are about.
Look at me, Ricky. You're not built for this.
Last year when I broke my neck, this guy called me every single week.
You're very great at barking, but you ain't got no bite. I know you better than you know your own self, Ricky. I know what ticks you off.
And don't forget, when you were standing around in Jacksonville in a bedazzled t-shirt being Britt Baker's security guard, then you met me and I showed you what it meant to have a seat at my table.
See, Ricky Starks seems to have something called memory loss. I let you sit at my table and you just couldn't get the job done.
You ended up hitting me in my neck, man. My neck, and you know that I was close to losing all of this again.
I know what upsets you. I know how to get to you. I know what it takes to make you lose control, to lose your cool.
I considered you my friend.
I don't want any sympathy from anybody. What I want is my retribution. What I want is for Hobbs to understand that you do not get to turn your back on a friend and get away with it. That's not how things happen here.
How about you bring your $5 ass to Chicago and fight me at All Out?
The difference between you and me, Hobbs, is the fact that I am man enough to actually challenge you to a match, not hit you from behind.
You know where I come from. You know what I do. I'm not only a monster, I'm a star. So that makes me a Monstar. There's not a man in this building, in this company, that could walk a mile in my shoes.
You know, I made a statement that I said that I was okay with losing, and I meant that. Because when you lose, you just gotta move the hell on. And at All Out, when I take care of you, Powerhouse Hobbs, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'm gonna feel some type of closure from it. Because the worst thing that you can do in this life is turn your back on Ricky Starks.
Who am I? Pop quiz. Who was the winner of the first ever AEW singles match? Now, I'm sure that you didn't expect to come here and be questioned on your knowledge of the company that you love so dearly. And I mean, what the hell? Of course, you know the answer. You know more about this business than anyone. You live for it, fight for it, hate for it. But cue me here. Who was it? That's right, this guy right here. Now that should have been the moment that the rocket boots were strapped on tight and this young, hopeful future star was lifted, guided, supported, all the way to the top. But we know where that chapter goes. The eraser was taken out and our story's narrative changed. I'm sure you want all the answers right now. And God forbid that you would have to wait for something. But if you let it digest, evolve, this is art. And it's sweeter than ever before. Who am I? I am inevitable.
Kip, I don't know what you think you're playing at. I don't know what your business is with me. You see, that triangle, we were a shoo-in for this shit. This trios tournament was ours to lose till you stuck your fat nose in my business.
Oh, Kip Sabian from behind! What the hell?
So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Kip, you've had your head in a box for the best part of a year. Well, I'm gonna put the rest of you in a box. I'm gonna retire you from the corridors of AEW for the rest of your days, my lad. I swear you'll rue the day you ever messed with a bastard. You horrible, horrible little cretin.
What the hell? What the hell?
The Jungle Boy Christian Cage match has gotten too personal.
In the minds of 99.9% of the general population of the planet Earth, Christian Cage has taken this too far.
He has said things that no human in their right mind would say to another person.
I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father, but your father's dead.
Might not be the popular answer, but I know why Christian Cage said that stuff.
And that's probably a good thing, Jungle Boy, because he would be embarrassed and ashamed to see how you turned out.
Is it disgusting? Yeah. Is it horrible? Yeah. You have to do that sometimes to really rent space in your opponent's head.
In Christian Cage's mind, I'm sure he thinks he's justified, that this is just all part of getting ahead. But Christian Cage is not in the right here. Christian Cage is a horrible human being.
I wasn't pretending to mentor Jungle Boy. I actually saw something in him. I saw the talent. I saw the raw talent. But here's the thing. He didn't have the heart. He didn't have the willingness to do anything that it takes. I didn't make the decision to turn on Jungle Boy. He made that decision himself. As far as his family goes.
He's gonna be eating birthday cake out of a straw tomorrow. He's a piece of You raised a piece of
I was the puppeteer. I was pulling the strings. All of Jungle Boy's success can be traced back to me.
I don't believe that we need to bring people's family into a televised scenario and start expressing themselves on the death of a father or disrespecting a family that consists of a mom and a sister. I just don't believe in that.
After the things that have been said, after the things that have been done, this isn't about winning a match for me. This is about making him pay for what he did.
I think this is going to be a battle. I think Jungle Boy and Christian Cage is going to be a war.
I think Jungle Boy knows that this is a must-win match.
Jungle Boy, I'm sorry, your entire family isn't dead, and they had to witness...
The pressure is on Christian to win, and I think he's going to pull out all the stops.
And they had to witness me end you in that ring 2 weeks ago on Dynamite.
Jungle Boy's going to win it all out.
I think he's going to somehow pull his head together and capture the victory on Christian Cage.
I'm gonna be happy to get my hands on the guy because he's been running away from me for weeks.
Here's the thing, Jack. I could have ended you just like that on any one of those occasions, but I wasn't ready.
To be successful in this business, you have to hate to lose more than you love to win. And of all the things, Christian, that I've learned about you, I know that you absolutely hate to lose.
Chicago, Illinois. All Out is the time.
After everything you've said, after everything you've done to me and to my family.
You want to end me? You got every opportunity.
You are going to remember for the rest of your miserable life.
I'll see you in Chicago.
I beat you.
I hope today I have to step down as the Women's World Champion.
All Elite Wrestling needs a Women's World Champion that's gonna stay strong and fight through any and all adversity. Not somebody whose back's gonna give out 4 months into their title reign because they can't handle the weight and the pressure of carrying a division.
This is more than just a championship match. This is an opportunity to redeem myself.
Winning this belt means everything to me because it's the proverbial middle finger to every single person who doesn't believe in Jamie Hayter.
I'm going into this championship match as Japanese Joshi Wrestling Champion. I can't leave Joshi fans and myself disappointed.
I've been given the opportunity to get the interim AEW Women's World Champion, and I'll be damned if I don't step out of All Out holding that belt.
I will become AEW Interim Women's World Champion. I am the best of the AEW Women's Division.
This is my moment. It is my time to become the AEW Interim Women's World Champion.
I am the bad guy here, right? Let me tell you something about a villain. A villain is just a victim whose story hasn't been told yet. And one day I'm gonna be a best-selling author, but that day is not today. Because this division needs a hero again, and that's exactly what I'm gonna be.
Do not go gently into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at the close of the day. Rage. Rage against the dying of the light. Ishii, last time we met, you defeated me, and I'll take it for what it is. You were the better man that night. But I'm different now. I've walked that King's Road path a little bit further. I've learned more. I was able to step in the ring with a legend, Marufuji, at House of Glory. And that man taught me more about walking that King's Road. So Strong Style Pitbull, bring everything you have. Bring your lessons, because I will bring mine. And this time, I will not go gently into that night. This time, I will defeat you. And this time, I will move on.
Oh, that foot, that instep, that ankle area. Whoa, man, he's screaming.
When I walked into Cleveland,
That's the leg that Punk had so many problems with.
to face CM Punk for the first time, I honestly thought it was going to be a little harder. I was ready to dig myself up out of the trenches by my fingernails with dirt and rocks underneath my fingernails and my teeth scraping on concrete, ready to dig myself out of a big giant hole. And I just never got there. It was easy.
I don't know how healthy Punk is.
Did he come back too early? It may be a question that we're going to ask as we move forward now.
Clear the hallway! Trying to keep that off. Keep the weight off that.
I can't put any weight on it. So, yeah.
You show me this road I follow.
Was it a kick or how was it?
No matter where it leads, you can take me down this winding trail.
Yeah, I posted on the...
Yeah.
That's the bad one. I hit him with the good one, but yeah.
Come off that.
Being on my toes, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on my rehab and everything else is fine. I never had a problem. I just did it and I felt it, I just felt it give.
Okay. Did it feel like a pop or anything, or it just went?
No, it didn't feel like anything. I felt like it just gave out.
Okay. Okay.
But that's not good because when I originally broke it, I didn't feel it.
Right, exactly.
So I don't know what that means.
All right, well, let's, we had that bone, I mean, it's healing, so we'll have to take a look at it again. I'm gonna take this off.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get you ready and get that x-ray.
You give me these words to swallow.
I will give him some credit for finding a way to get to the top of the industry. And at a time, he might have been in a conversation with the top guys, with the best guys. But if he was at the top, if he was being so successful, if he was winning all the time, if he was the best guy in the industry, why did he quit? Why is he so miserable? Where has he been for 7 years? Has he been getting better? Has he been studying what's going on in the world of wrestling? Have we just been waiting 7 years for a new version of the most unstoppable version of CM Punk we've ever seen? Where's that? I ain't seen it yet. I have here in my pocket an open contract for a title match at All Out.
It's a new 100%, and I don't know if that 100% is good enough.
You're gonna sign this contract and you're gonna fight Jon Moxley! What has Ace Steel unleashed?
Jon Moxley at All Out! You can't break my bones!
Wrestling Jon Moxley.
You can't drink my blood!
May be hazardous to your health.
Because they've been trying to kill me since the day I was born, and they ain't found the man enough to do it yet! And Jon Moxley, you ain't him!
You should take the time and really enjoy CM Punk while he's here, because he's not going to be here much longer. And I will show the world the difference between a fake messiah, a martyr, a real champion, a legend being made right before your eyes.
It's going to be very strike-friendly.
It's going to be violent. It's going to be intense.
That's what I thought, bitch. Fragile mind, fragile ego, fragile body.